The Lost Men of Mevagissey. Reginald Vernon Barber, 24. He loved to sail on bright mornings with stiff breezes. Killed in the Gallipoli campaign.
John George Barron, 21. He was a fisherman, born within days of Michael Burns, a farm boy from Gorran. They took their final journey together at the Somme, killed on the Somme at the Battle of Delville Wood.
Roy Oliver Barron, 21. He had nimble fingers and worked making nets when he was just 14. Returned home to Mevagissey, mortally wounded.
Alfred Dunn Behenna, 20. He was an only son. His father had hopes that they would one day be fishermen together. Rests in Hermes Hill British Cemetery, Pas de Calais, France.
Arthur Burt, 28. He loved to dig the earth and keep it well tended. He died with his friend Samson Hunkin from Mevagissey, killed on the Somme at the Battle of Fleur-Courcelette.
John Kahn, 29. He was small and wiry and knew how to cut stone and build houses. Returned home to Mevagissey, mortally wounded.
Arthur Lindsay Murray Churchill, 52. He was a doctor, a healer. Rests in Ismailia War Memorial Cemetery, Egypt.
Walter Cloke, 22. He knew his way on the water and how to sail close to the wind. Killed at the Battle of Jutland.
Thomas Henry Donnithorne, 20. He was a carefree young boy, looking for adventure, adored by his mother and sisters. The women of his family visit the grave to this day. Killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive.
William Dunn, 25. He was born by the water and could handline from the harbour wall before the age of 5. Killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive to the west of the town of Peronne.
Charles Dyer, 35. He was lost, then he was found. Rests in Mevagissey Cemetery.
William Coombe Ford, 38. The thing he missed the most was going out to sea on a bright spring's morning. Returned home to Mevagissey, mortally wounded.
Raymond Frazier, 27. He was 4 the year electricity came to Mevagissey. He became an electrician. Returned home to Mevagissey, mortally wounded.
Charles Hocking, 36. His mother, Maria, had already lost her husband. Rests at Dosingham Military Cemetery, Popperinghe, Belgium.
Frederick Hunkin, 29. He died with his friend George Moore from Mevagissey, killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive near the village of Jontel.
Samson Hunkin, 24. He died with his friend Arthur Burt from Mevagissey, killed on the Somme at the Battle of Fleur-Courcelette near the village of Guidecourt.
William Samuel Hunkin, 22. He was the first to die. He was a long way from home in faraway Africa. Rests at Douala Cemetery, Cameroon.
James Kelly, 41. He was older, an experienced man of the sea. He was the last to die. Returned home to Mevagissey, mortally wounded.
George Marshall, 25. A brave seaman. Went down with his ship in the Irish Sea, together with his friend William Patton from Gorran.
Alfred Horace Martindale, 28. He just wanted to see the world. Killed in the Artois-Luce offensive.
Frank Matter, 27. He loved his young wife, wanted to keep her safe. Killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive.
George Moore, 21. His young wife found love again, but never forgot him. Wounded in the 1918 German Spring Offensive near the village of Gentel.
Frank Pierce, 20. His father would always remember him as a young boy, running like the wind down Cliff Hill to greet him after work. returned home to Mevagissey mortally wounded.
William Henry Robbins, 58. All the boys on ship looked upon him as a father. They all went down together in the Aegean Sea, killed in the Gallipoli campaign.
James Leonard Thomas, 26, a fishhawker. He loved shouting the catch of the day to all the ladies. Returned home to Mevagissey mortally wounded.
Albert Towner. With his friend Frederick Doddridge from St Ewe, he joined the thousands of lost sailors in the Hellespont, killed in the naval attack on the Dardanelles.
Thomas Vercoe, 40. He loved to walk from Portmelon to Mevagissey on a Sunday morning, killed at the Third Battle of Ypres.
Samuel Warren, 20. He was one of 7 siblings, a hard-working boy who helped his family, killed at the Third Battle of Ypres in the Battle of Broodseinde.
Alfred Williams, 48. Remembered as a late gardener. Perhaps this means he did it out of love. Returned home to Mevagissey mortally wounded. The Lost Men of Gorran.
Charles Ball, 42. He was a gentle giant with a sweet singing voice. He loved his wife Laura and daughter Ina, killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive.
Richard Billing, 38. He was a brave fisherman, out in all weathers. Died of illness at Devonport Dockyard.
Michael Burns, 21. A farm boy, born within days of John George Barron, a fisherman from Mevagissey. They took their final journey together at the Somme, killed at the Battle of Delville Wood.
William Robbins Guy, 22. Sweet young man. He loved gardening, wildlife and music. Killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive.
John Henry Hawkins. Died with his friend John Reginald Michael from Gorran. Killed on the Somme near the village of Guillemont.
John Charles Kirkin, 19. Not quite yet a man. He was the youngest to die. Killed at the Third Battle of Ypres near the village of Langemarck.
Hugh Ricard Kitto, 23. A farm boy. He never thought he'd see Jerusalem. Killed in Palestine at the capture of Jerusalem.
Charles Liddycote, 23. He went to chapel each Sunday with his parents and 5 siblings, and he never touched a drink. Killed at the Third Battle of Ypres, in the area around Langemarck.
Reginald John Michael, 24. Died with his friend John Henry Hawkins from Gorran. Killed on the Somme near the village of Guillemont.
Leonard Mingo, 22. Carefree boy who wanted to see the world. Killed in the Gallipoli campaign.
Courtney Oliver, 35. He was engaged to be married. His fiancée would never recover. Killed at the Battle of Cambrai.
Joseph Oliver, 23. His family never forgot him. His grave was found by his great-great-grandniece 100 years after he died. Killed at the Third Battle of Ypres.
William Patton, 27. A brave seaman. Went down with his ship in the Irish Sea together with his friend George Marshall from Mevagissey.
Thomas Edward Pollard, a fisherman to the end. Went down with a trawler he crewed somewhere in the Atlantic Ocean.
Thomas James Stevens, 30. He loved his wife Emily and daughter Isabel. Remembered on the Tyne Cot Memorial, Zonnebeck, Belgium.
The Lost Men of St Ewe. Charles E. Ball, 27. He worked the land and loved his family. Killed in the 1918 German Spring Offensive.
Arthur Borden, 34. He died in October, thinking of the harvest. Killed at Passchendaele.
Percy Carhart, 19. He knew he would not come back. His girlfriend died of a broken heart, killed at Passchendaele.
Frederick Doddridge. With his friend, Albert Towner from Mevagissey, he joined the thousands of lost sailors in the Hellespont, killed in the naval attack on the Dardanelles.
Fred Gavid, from St Ewe to Mozambique, where he rests in the shade of the frangipani trees, remembered at Pemba Cemetery.
Edward Parsons, 23. He worked with cattle and loved the warm breath of the cows at milking time. Killed in the Salonika campaign.
William George Perry, 23. He had just started working in the gardens. He had dreams for the future. Rests in Berlin Southwestern Cemetery, Brandenburg, Berlin, Germany.
Samuel Stephen Trevenna, 32. He was born in America, but came home with his Cornish mother. He was a miner. Killed in the Somme at the Battle of Delville Wood.
Leonard Warren, 30. A fine gardener. His brother would always remember him whilst tending the soil. Returned home mortally wounded. Rests in the graveyard at St Bartholomew's Church, Lostwithiel.